what I want to do first of all is say, wow. Yeah, working on what? Wellness. Do you know that wellness isn't automatic? It just doesn't fall out of the sky like manna from heaven. It's a deliberate action. Each and every day we have to put forth some effort to create wellness in our lives. Those of us who've gone through a lot of challenges, both health, emotional, physical, have to do it even more directly and more deliberately to get good results. I stand before you a person who has lived through a lot of discomforting emotional stresses, drug abuse, a whole host of chronic health conditions. All right. But nevertheless, I stand here, a 59-year-old who celebrates a birthday in September. I tell you, I'm living and I'm living large. So Larry Fricks presented us with a whole lot of science. You know that stuff, science, right? You know that science that said that man could fly or could fly. And there were those doubters that say, oh, no, if man was going to fly, oh, God would have given him some wings. You know what I'm saying? Then there was those scientists who said that, yeah, man can go to the moon, and there were those doubters who said, oh, yeah, he went down in the desert, and they just filmed stuff, right? Are you with me? Well, not so very long ago, I went to a cardiologist, and I do this from a preventive measure. I don't want to get ill, I don't want to get sick, so I go to keep from getting sick. And I went to see a cardiologist, and after the examination and getting off the treadmill and all that, he says, your heart is great. I says, but doc, where does that spark come from? He said, I wish I could tell you. They know they can start it back, but they don't know where it came from. Isn't that something? Why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because there are a lot of measures and resiliency factors that Larry has laid out for us that are all commingled in such a way that they actually feed off of each other. And that is what we have to understand. We heard from Winella, who talked about her lived experience and her recovery story and how she now is living and living proudly and out loud. I think I've made my way through the people in the room here, and I've contacted you during this last day and a half. And so I know that you're doing the same thing. And I'm really proud to know that. But also, Nilda talked about the fork in the road. Okay? Through this science that Larry has shared with us, it's offering us, individuals, an opportunity to take control of our wellness. Okay? So we're at the fork in the road. If you know anything about Alice in Wonderland, Alice finds herself at the fork in the road. And there's a tree in the middle of the fork. And in the tree, on the limb, is a cat. Alice looks up to the cat and she says, pardon me, but which way should I go? And the cat says, where do you want to go? She says, I don't know. And the cat responds, any road will get you there. I'm proposing to you today an opportunity for you as individuals to choose a road. Now think about it. Road A says that if you enter here, we'll explore with you all of the unhealthy aspects of your current lifestyle. We will help you identify 3 to 4 unhealthy habits that you have developed and that are causing you problems and having a negative impact in your life. And then we will work for you to come up with some ways to break these unhealthy habits. And that is road A. Road B, of course, gives you an opportunity to enter Road B. And here we're going to explore your strengths, your lights, and what you see possible in regards to creating a healthier lifestyle. We will help you identify what healthy habits you would like to create in your life. And once we've identified those, we will work with you to create an action plan that will get you what you truly want. The question is, which road will you take? Road A, Road B. Road B, and I would like to encourage you to take Road B, so you're in control. Now I'm going to throw something in here at you, okay? I'm a big book thumper, and you guys that are in recovery know what that means. And I'm going to share something with you, and I think it's really pertinent to this journey that we're about to embark upon. And this was written by Herbert Spencer, and it's in the back of the book. It talks about the spiritual awakening, and it says, there is a principle which is a bar against all information, which is proof against all argument, and which cannot fail to keep a man in everlasting ignorance. That principle is contempt prior to investigation. I'm offering you an opportunity to embark upon this journey. This is the journey of whole health and resiliency. And if you don't believe the science, I ask you simply to try it for yourself and see. Wow. Working on wellness. And Larry, let me apologize. First of all, I butchered up your work somewhat, but pardon me anyway, okay? The whole point of the... Okay. I'm going to get there. Larry talk, I feel support I love. Believe me, I love. And I can make a mistake, and guess what? It's all right with me, right? The science of stress. The stress response, the relaxation response, and stress management. Did you know that stress is natural? Hello? It's natural, right? Isn't that great? Huh? Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Stress will preserve your life. If you're off into the wilderness and you run across a saber-toothed tiger, stress is going to call upon you to do one of two things. You're either going to haul or you're going to kick. But you're going to do what? Something, right? As a result of being stressed, there is a relaxation response. And we know the beauty of that. Natural. Wow, do it before you leave. Opportunities for you to engage in relaxation. Of course, there are a number of other ways, right? Someone give an example.
Talking to a friend.
Talking to a friend. Running. Walking. Listening to music. Gardening. Meditation. All right. A hot bubble bath, men. We can do that, right? Are these techniques doable? All it requires is a little what? Action. Whole health what? Action management. And guess what? You are the man. says that we're all experts, correct? Experts on what? All things. So, it isn't hard to know what to do. It is hard to do what you know. Keep that in mind. Larry talked about the healthy resiliency factor. Improve your health. Now, I've done some workshops across the state, and one of the things that I've asked the group that I've engaged with, now facilitated, I asked the question, why do you want to get well? I've heard responses like, live longer, to be well, to sleep better. Do you hear these general responses? Are you listening to me? Please, listen. I want you to know that wellness is the means for you to get your goals met. Hello, did I miss you? Are you with me? Okay. People have responded they want to become certified peer specialists. Certified peer specialists do what? They work. They suit up and show up. Part of the responsibility is what? Suiting up and showing up. Can you suit up and show up if you're not well? No. Can you maintain your own individual house or apartment? No. Can you foster a meaningful relationship? No. Can you go on vacation and pay for it yourself? No. Hello. These are simple things to consider when creating an action plan to get our what? Goals met. Okay? Notice. Oh, wow. Okay. It's not hard to know what to do. We're not asking you to develop a weekly action plan to encompass every one of these examples that you see before you. What we're asking you to do, to take on the responsibility of doing just one per week to begin with. Healthy eating. Well, I can try an apple once a week. Can I not? I can drink a bottle of water for breakfast as opposed to, I didn't say it. Are you with me? And let me remind you, I have a lot of grandkids, and I even have great-grands, by the way. God's been good. And my 3-year-old is having some issues. He stopped wetting the bed when he was like 2. But because there's a little friend that he plays with who hadn't gotten to that point yet in his life, he's decided to go back. So I have to give him special attention at night. And the other night I got him up and I took him to the bathroom and I put him, pulled his pants down and says, use the bathroom. He didn't say anything, he shook his head, and then he came back and I said, use the bathroom. And he told me, I got this. So I know when I speak to you that you got this, correct? You got it? You got it? Well, I got some notes too. I woke up kind of early this morning. I was excited, to say the least, about being here, especially after knowing that Larry was going to lay the landscape. I was really hyped up about that. But I took some notes to myself, and I just wanted to let you know that all this effort that we're undertaking is for you to, first of all, design a goal. A goal. We're going to ask you to embark upon weekly action plans. Those are what? Weekly action plans are short-term goals. Short-term goals generally get you to what? Long-term goals. The fact about these 10 resiliency factors is that they all interrelate with each other. Think about it. When you begin to eat healthier, the whole point of eating is to do what? I didn't hear you. To get the energy in you so you can then participate in what? Physical activity. Did you know that you're currently participating in physical activity? When you brush your teeth, when you shower, when you get out of bed? All we're asking you to do is more. Okay? I'm going to give you that opportunity right now. All of you I saw at breakfast this morning, so I know you got the strength to do this. I'm going to ask you to just simply, if you will, sit where you are and get comfortable. And all you have to do is to march in place. I can't hear you. All right?
Working on the floor, Charles.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. Now, if you feel really jiggy about what you're doing, you can direct the orchestra at the same time. All right? Do you feel that? Yes. What is that? Yes. It's physical activity. Wait. What was the results of participating in physical activity?
Exercise.
Hold it. I heard laughter. I saw smiles. I mean, it appeared to me that you were having a what? A good time. Simply engaging in what? Physical activity. Don't use the word exercise because some people get turned off of that word. So you just physical activity. Okay? When you eat well, your body absorbs the ingredients or the components or the food to be able to participate in physical activity. And as a result of participating in physical activity, what is the result? Restful sleep. Wow. Do you see how they intermingle with each other? Yes. All right, cool. Y'all with me on this, right? Yes. All right, it won't take long, but. So here we have the power of human connection. I feel it. I feel the connection. I mean, you know, I said, what about participating in this little example of physical activity? And the whole room participated. Wow, I didn't have that power. All I did is what? Suggested it. And the results were what? Phenomenon, right? Let's suggest to each other sometimes how to engage in these sorts of things, doing partnership and peer support. Human connection, service to others. Larry talked about service to others. You can't give nothing you ain't got. Nobody's gonna ask you for something knowing you don't what? Got it. So think about what happens when you give of yourself in support of another individual. It allows you to do what? Build your self-esteem, engage in community. Also, it does what? What? I didn't hear you. A little louder. Be a blessing. What else? Create friends. Yes. What else? Create a support network because what? Support is mutual, right? And if I'm supporting someone and I'm being supported, I'm expanding my what? Support network. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Look familiar? How about this guy? And this guy? Notice what each of these persons say. For instance, Let me see if I can find it, by the way. But the whole idea is that Muhammad Ali says that,
Speak into the microphone, Charles.
okay, it says service to others. He says, the rent you pay here on earth is service to others, is through service to others. You got me? The rent that you pay here on earth is service to others. Does that hit anybody? Yeah. Gandhi says, find yourself in the service of others. Very astute man, very spiritual person, right? Gave us the gift of understanding. So we have these people sharing with us the importance of engaging in peer support and supporting others. We're in good shape, correct? When was the last time you did that? Okay? Why not get a buggy, go to Walmart, walk around the aisles, it's like a lap, okay? And everyone you see, just say, hello, how are you? Is that doable? Yes. Can you do it? Yes. Just a suggestion. Maintain a positive attitude. Optimism based on what? Positive expectation. Cognitive skills to avoid negative thinking. Do you know what? It is hard to work against negative thinking. Yeah, we've been living with it for a long period of time. But there is help. There are some 3 C's somewhere. Anybody know what I'm talking about? I didn't hear you. What do you mean, catch it, check it, change it? Catch yourself going there, right? Check it against what? Whose reality? And first of all, and lastly, what? Change it. Change it. One way to do that is to involve yourself with what? Positive people.
Positive people.
Absolutely. And again, thank you for allowing me to go here. That's Sherry. You know, one of the things that I've learned in recovery is that it's okay to be me. I want to share with you, I don't know at age 59 and 11 months what I want to be. But I have accepted who I am. And that's made a big difference in my life. We're unique, very special people with a great deal of value. And if that you hadn't heard that today, take it from heart that you are. And so, as we go forward, we want to also talk about connection with more than self. Now, I know that spirituality and religion are sometimes mixed up. Religion is religion, spirituality is spirituality. So therefore, if you have spirituality or you're spiritual, you're going to begin to do what? Practice, right? If you're spiritual, you're going to practice it. Whether it's in the things you do, the things you say, the people you support, the things you engage in, you're going to practice. If you hadn't started, we want you to do that. Practice what you preach, right? We're no longer telling people what they ought to do. We're demonstrating to people by modeling what they can do, right? And that gives us a what? A sense of meaning and purpose. How many of you delighted that you're here today? What will your story be when you get back? We saw a number of first-timers who are here for the first time in their lives. Guess what? They will be the ones who will return when I'm no longer able to come. And it's incumbent upon you, first-timers, to be just as enthused about your first visit here as you will your second. So much so that you will reach out to the Georgia Mental Health Consumer Network and ask to provide some support with the gifts that you've been given, because all of us have gifts, meaning and purpose. Chris did that. A strong, positive mental attitude will create more miracles than any wonder drug. Have you heard that before? So let's get to the basics real quickly. I'm not sure of time. Sherry, you know I can't see. Hello? Roll. Okay. So, I share with you the resiliency factors, which we know by science will create what? Whole health and resiliency in the lives that who create? We create. Are you willing to join the journey? Are you willing to engage? Okay, we got the door cracked open. What's going to be your first step? Because remember, the journey of 1,000 miles began with? Now, this curriculum says that our first step is to come up with a long-term goal. There has to be a mechanism that you have used to get to this long-term goal. I told y'all, I got great grands. I want to be around. One of them might get me out the ghetto. Hello? With proper guidance and support. You're laughing. I hope you're laughing with me, not against me, because that is my hope, okay? So I need to live and be around to enjoy what? The fruit of my labor. Because I've peer supported them along the way, right? Is that reasonable? Is that realistic? For me it is. I don't know about y'all, but for me it is. Okay. We have relatives who are graduating from school. We have people in our community who have asked us, let's get together and create a business of our own. Let's go hiking. Let's go to California on a vacation. Whatever that motivation is for you that would put forth the action of creating a weekly action plan. Okay? We know that if we eat an apple a week, we begin the process of what? Healthy eating, which contributes to physical activity, right? Restful sleep, right? On a positive attitude, right? It gets me closer to my goal, right? And then the next week, I might choose to do something else. Eat a banana. And in the process, what? I'm creating for myself, not because I'm being told to do it, because I truly want to do it. If the doctor tells you need to stop cigarettes, how many of you are going to stop smoking cigarettes? When I stopped, well, let me tell you, I had stopped 1,000 times, and you probably heard that about Mark Twain. So I stopped stopping. We don't want you to stop. We want you to begin a process. When I started saving money, in 6 months, I bought me a hoopty. Are you hearing me? I was healthier. I felt better, and when my baby brother came to me, do you feel better? I'm like, no, but I got some money in my pocket. And through that process over the last 13 years, I placed myself in a position to now have a mortgage. Guess what? If I can do it, you can do it. And so I'm simply asking you to consider. You know the story about the bullfrogs, right? There were 3 bullfrogs on a log in the middle of the lake. One decided to jump into the water, and the question is, how many were left on the log?
3.
Yeah, because he what? But he didn't do a darn thing. You can sit here and say you're going to do these things, but the proof is in the pudding. When you begin to look in the mirror and begin to see a new you, a healthier you, a more engaged you, a more enlightened you, a more supportive you, you will begin to appreciate the labor that you put into this. Very simple steps. And remember, the science says it's worth the effort, right? Are you with me? I'm no scientist. All I know is I need to live about 20 or 30 more years, Sherry Jiggins Tucker. I'll suffer just 30 because I need to have a house paid for and some money stacked up in retirement. Hey. So you see, I have to be well. I have to suit up and show up every day. I refuse to let some minor emotion, minor stressor keep me from doing the things that I love to do. Because I found out that the gift that I've been given, and some of you as well, is not a gift of work, but a gift of sharing, which surmounts work. There is beauty in giving, there's beauty in sharing, and there is beauty in testimony. If you think about it, who ever thought about, Larry, thank you so much. Giving testimony and getting paid for it. Wow, what a way to live your life. Just suiting up, showing up. And this afternoon at 1:30 in the Colbert building, we will have a workshop, suiting up and showing up. I'm going to give you some practical examples of other things that you can do. But I really appreciate your attention, your commitment. I took all your names down, by the way. Your commitment to create a whole health action management plan for you to not only use for yourself, but to engage others. Because it makes what? Good sense, right? It makes good sense. Thank you for your attention.